Hello everybody, Mobius1 here, bringing you another Star Wars Galaxies emulator video. In this video, I'd like to talk about a recent change made to the Finalizer server in regards to how the game calculates mission payouts. Sometime this morning on January 1st, 2022, the Finalizer server was taken down, and when it was brought back online, it came with a slight change which disabled the ability of faction pets contributing to the difficulty level of missions generated from mission terminals. If you're an SWG veteran, you know that the fastest way to grind credits through missions was grouping up with an ATST and maybe even 2 Dark Troopers to get Janta missions from the Dantooine mining outpost or other cities on Dantooine. And since you're grouped with just faction pets, the mission payouts weren't split between group members, and you would be able to collect the entire reward by yourself. That is no longer the case on Finalizer, at least for now. This change seems to be a reaction to a forum post on the SWGEmu forums. I will include a link to that thread in the description below if you want to go check it out. It's already got like 7 or 8 pages at the time I'm recording this video, so I'm not going to be going through all of it here, but you can go ahead and read that on your own time if you'd like. Having skimmed through the majority of the thread myself, it seems that the community is pretty divided on this change. Some people think that it is a good first step to balancing whether or not players are forced to go Imperial in order to maximize their credit grinding time, versus other people thinking that it is nerfing solo groups and forcing people to play in actual groups where the reward is going to be split and therefore the overall credit income is going to be reduced. There is also an interesting observation that this change might make Creature Handler a more viable PvE profession now that creature handlers can still group with their own pets to increase mission payouts, since this change is only affecting faction pets. And on top of all of that, this change also seems to be kind of blending itself into the argument of whether or not we should bring the old TEF system back with the old covert and overt faction statuses as opposed to the current on-leave combatant special forces. So it seems like it might be a simple change to some, actually is quite complex and, you know, actually has impacts and implications on a couple of other systems in the game. Some people are actually quite upset at this change, especially given the fact that the server is a couple of weeks old already and people have had time to grind Janta missions solo, and now other players that are just getting to that level won't be able to do the same thing and therefore are at a disadvantage compared to the other players, which is it's a valid argument, but I feel the need to remind everybody that Finalizer, we knew going into this that Finalizer was going to be a test server. Changes like this are going to be happening regularly on this server. That's kind of the point, and that's why it's so good to have so many people back on the server here to test these things. This is not a permanent change. This is simply a change made to collect data. And without the data that we're going to be collecting after this change, we wouldn't be able to make an educated decision on a 1.0 server system that is going to work the best for everybody involved. Lord Cater did make a post in the thread discussing a little bit about how this change was implemented. So it is reversible. It's easily reversible. They're actually even able to revert back to the original system without restarting the server, which is interesting. So, I mean, if people end up not liking this change, we'll go back to the old system. However, I think it's important that we stick with it and we play with this system for a while to get, you know, enough information about how the game works when it works like this. Because maybe this isn't the right way to do it, but maybe there's a compromise that can be made somewhere that's kind of in between the old system and this current system that works best. We won't know until we play with this and see how it works out. I would like to make one suggestion to the devs, however, because it is a Saturday today. Granted, it is the first of the new year, but when we did go into Finalizer, we were told that new changes and you know, tweaks to the game would be made on Tuesdays with the weekly server restart. And yeah, it's Saturday morning, so if I had to make a suggestion, I would just say, if you guys are going to make a change like this, I would wait until Tuesday to do it. That way it seems like it was more of a planned or calculated change that you guys intended to do, rather than more of like an impulsive reaction change made to like people complaining on the forums. So I know you guys are excited. I'm excited to test all these new changes and stuff, but if you guys come up with an idea like this, my opinion, wait until Tuesday to push it to the server. That way it seems more official and not just like, oh hey, we got this idea, we want to test it, here it is. Also, maybe announce changes a week ahead of time. So like if you know you're going to implement something like this, give us a heads up instead of just the entire community waking up Saturday morning on the end of New Year's to find this change just forced on us. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm in support of the change because I want to test, you know, different ways of playing the game. I love the idea of playing the game differently, so I'm all for the change just for the data's sake. But yeah, the implementation felt a bit rushed. But that's really it. I just wanted to get this out there so that you guys were aware, in case you're wondering like, why aren't my ATSTs working, and filing bug reports, because they're maybe there was an announcement that I missed, but yeah, if I wasn't paying attention to like people discussing things in Discord and that kind of stuff, I wouldn't have even known that this change was made. Maybe there's a system message that pops up when you log in, but I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't see it. So if I didn't see it, I'm sure other people wouldn't have noticed it either. So yeah, let us give us a heads up, you know, at least that way I can make a video about it and hopefully get the word out there a little bit better. And yeah, just remember guys, Finalizer, it's a test server. We're going to be breaking things. That's kind of the point. But, you know, everything that we do here is just to make the 1.0 server that's going to come down the road even better. So don't let changes like this discourage you. Don't rage quit over something like this. You know, voice your opinion, go in the forums, let people know that you don't like this change. But at the same time, be civil about it, be mature, be an adult. You know, it's just a game. We're trying to make the experience better, and if we have to make it worse now in order to make it better later, I think that's a good idea. So hopefully you guys agree. Let me know in the comments what you think. Leave a like on the video. The link to the forum thread with the entire discussions in the video description if you want to check it out. And that's all I got. So thank you guys for watching. Mobius1 here, and I'll see you on Finalizer.